What is up? Workbringer here, and today I am bringing you one of my runs of Theater of Pain plus 10. This is my first plus 10, and it's also the final plus 10 of all the dungeons. I have plus 10 to all of them now. 800 IO strong. I forget to mount. But this completes the plus 10 journey of all the dungeons. Avenging Wrath into it. We don't have a Soothe, so I tell him, like, we're just going to chill on this first part. No one really is too sad about it. I am running this with a guildie. Dre, the fire mage, is a guildie, and it's a great person to have as a guildie because they have fire breath, or dragon's breath is like a stun. Lovely. Also, multiple ways to CC the ads with the different frosty situations there as at Frost Nova. And of course, the Timekeeper, though we have two shamans, of course, of Lust via the form of Time Warp. And then just kind of on demand when combustion's happening. I think Dre got eaten by a shade there, so there's a thought to not chain pull this together, but I thought people were going to be okay. Anyway, we stabilize. I start off healing a little bit. So what happens here is you can typically soothe this. You soothe it, and you don't have 3 seconds of like pretty crazy AoE, but we're sitting with a Resto Shaman right now. So we don't have too many issues with AoE healing. And we're all back at full for the next phase. He's kind of like a little pride. Itty bitty pride to say goodbye to my little Kyrian buddy. And let's just clean up this shade. I know he's stunned. I'm just watching though, because someone's still smacking away. The enhanced shaman's killing him, but I'm like, let's get it going here. Time is of the essence here because there are multiple wipe spots that are recoverable. They're very recoverable as far as timing it. If you wipe, I know where they are. I kind of told people ahead of time. And between the healer and Dre, basically the combustion window, and Lust, I've kind of outlined roughly when we're going to need him, what's going to be an issue. And I'll outline them for you as well here. So we kill Sathel first, which I tell everyone to just burn the shield. We might have had a... You can offensively... At 40% they get a shield, and you can actually offensively dispel it. I ask people to do that, but even if we don't, at a 10 is not that bad. You just kill them. You just kill the shield. And we want to kill them one at a time. You don't really actually want to cleave them down together. In case they all hit 40 together, it just makes it hard. So at around 40% health, they like kind of get an extra power in rage type situation. So you really want to just kill them one at a time unless you like having extra mechanics, right? You kill them super hard one at a time. It's a very easy fight. And not much to say about it. The only kind of like finesse-y type thing that you want to look out for is that every once in a while, someone will get like sapped by the rogue that pops out. You just need to stun them. So we have 2 cap totems from shamans at range, and then I can always like run over on the horse and give them the Hodge, because there's no one to Hodge on this entire fight other than the assassin. Wasn't quite an issue here. I think at the end I don't know. No, they just die. And that is the appropriate amount of DPS to bring to this as well. I think probably the priest is multi-dotting, right? I forget what dots they can put on everyone. I used to play Shadow Priest like a while back, but yeah, Shadow Priest, cleaving all 3 the whole time. Enhanced Shaman doing ridiculous damage. And Dre bringing Fire Mage damage. I'm bringing 2.2. And the Ellie Shaman, I'm sorry, the Resto Shaman's bringing 1.6. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we're going this way. So people ask how many I'm going to pull and if I'm pulling them back. And I say I'm going to pull 6 and pull them back. However, I don't get it somehow. I'm still working on this pull. I should have targeted the one downtown. Unfortunately, it bounced back towards these, so I only have 4. I'm supposed to have 6. So what that means, unfortunately, is that the next pull is going to be harder. So it's going to be 2 harder than it should have been. This at higher levels gets harder and harder. And I should have mentioned again, if we were on voice comms, which I would really prefer, is that the strat is to kite the shades back, and you'll see that some people I think are stuck down there, which is big rips. You don't want to you want to kite them back this way, right? It's very safe. Like you could just run forever, right? Just run, blink away, run a wolf form away. Priests disperse away. Just run away from them. So yeah, definitely Dre's stuck down there. So this next pull goes poorly because I didn't get these extra 2. So I horsey, and I'm just trying to pull everything, right? Come here, come on. Oh, no, and the other one's back there. Rip. Okay. So hopefully everyone's wolf form. Did I tell him, like, do not touch these until I get him here? Okay, that's fine. I'm like, don't touch. Okay, so I've divine shielded because this is a big ouchies. I could easily die here. We cap totem them. And the name of the game is stun, stun, stun. Now, unfortunately, we have way too many of them here. And it's going to be shade hell in about a second. Like, just too many shades, right? Like, big rip. What are you going to do? I'm trying to hodge the one that's eating Dre, but we lose our healer, and we pull the next one. Still very recoverable. But it's unfortunate that my shield bounced into a bad place, and I didn't get all the souls, so we had 8 over here. Which on this affix means like 8 spites. So that's the hard part. However, I'm a paladin, and I think that honestly me not dying is like, okay. So Soulstorm, most people don't know this, you need to like get the F out of there, as I am not getting the F out of there. See, like, not that much damage, right? Just gonna flash heal myself. Looks like, I don't know where the shaman is in the hallway. There they are. Hey everybody, I'm still alive. Hey, what up? I'm gonna probably heal myself. Yeah, right. Got a lot of self. Like me and this portal guardian, we could be hurt all day. I will be fine. Run away from Soulstorm. Right. They brought the spirit link out. I was like, that's unnecessary. I mean, heal everyone up, but I'm like, you know, you could also leave. But yeah, so that's essentially what goes wrong there. You're supposed to, ideally, you pull 6. And then you pull the other 6, and it's just it's a bad affix, right? It's a hard affix because it's so many ads, and the ads are so bad, so bad. So we're going right, no big deal. People are like, oh, blah blah blah, but I'm like, don't worry, the shades are all done. There's no more shades. There's a couple more. Anyway, what I tell people here, which some know, I was like, this is interrupt or die, right? Interrupt or die. So the caps are coming out. If you don't interrupt, these bone spear and Grave Spike are basically one shot. We'll see if any go off. They're really bad. People will just start dying, right? So a bit of a harrowing moment. We're looking for the Frost Nova. I hodge, and I'm going to try to bring Mr. Pride over here so we don't disrupt the CC. However, we kind of have, but they're dying. But that's the name of the game. Spite's kind of... I'm trying to figure out which one I hate the most. Tornadoes has killed me because I've gotten like bumped into like a silence field or like... But the shades are really time eaters, and I guess it's just like I kind of remind people, I was like, on this platform part, you need to save your CCs for the end because like you're gonna get eaten. I don't know why I'm popping up the thing here. Oh, I think I'm typing. I type a lot. I really want voice columns. There's just little tiny tips as remembers here. This is another interrupt or die moment. The Portal Guardian is not that dangerous. You just have to walk away during Soulstorm. So all we do is walk away. And I'm sitting there. You just walk away, Enhanced Shaman, right? And kill these, focus these. The big boy is not a huge issue. You gotta kill the 2 ads on the side. That's the name of the game. This one goes pretty well. But I think people get eaten by the shades after. I'm just trying to pull him away. So he doesn't Soulstorm people. And people are getting eaten by these shades out here. So, yeah. It's basically how you handle that. Look at me, full health over here, chilling. Like, not a big one. Hodge. You do have to kill it before we can proceed. Looks like that one's going to die. So we went right, and now we're going left. This is how we get the count. This is also what I consider the safest one. I think this one's a little safer because there's no spear boys. There's tornadoes here. I just remind people. Everyone here has... I think everyone here, except me, has completed a 10 here. But, you know, we're reminding people. If I was raid leading via voice, I would be like... Tornadoes, tornadoes. Everything else is nothing. Don't worry about the spells aren't that bad. The tornado, you'll die, obviously, or pull the side pack, which actually I would be fine with, because we actually need the side pack here. So we're continuing along. I think we're probably burning too much. I don't know. I'm not sure. The spites are the issue with this place. We're all stuck on a platform together, and not everyone has them and knows how to like CC them, and when they do CC them, people break them, like me. Anyway, so we have to kill this one, and I tell people don't leave. Don't leave. I need another pack. This is how we do the route. So we're getting in here. Why do I feel like we wipe here? I don't think we do. Here's the thing. So for me to get this time 10, I did an 11, missed it by 1 minute. I did another 10, missed that by quite a bit. The group DPS was just poop, absolute garbage. I don't know why those people were doing a 10. I was like, you don't have the damage. Like you're just looking to get carried, I guess here. Understand. No, Frost Nova very clean. Never mind. This group handles this quite well. This is the way, right? Let the Frost Nova tick them down. We do have to kill them. And then when they're low health, use your executes if you have executes like I do. I tell them I go first. Someone runs up without me and I write good luck. It's Dre. But I just tell them good luck. I was like, you don't want to start face pulling these. These are terrible. Anyway, another interrupter die. You see that I marked them on the fly. Luckily, they did Dragon Breath them. So GG. Watch the wind. And the big boy, just ignore her. Kill the other ones and don't stand in the silence fields and kill the other ones. Now, at this point, I tell them, now that we've focused one down, I spam my macro, right? Pride. Pride, oh pride, oh pride. And it's just chaos, right? So there's the spirit link. I'll take it. That's a good one. It's stabilized. I'm spamming pride, and I think the healer's like, uh-oh, okay. There's Deathwind coming from me, but we get him down. So we have 2 shades left. I have a Hodge, luckily. Fire goes down, Frost Nova, and Hodge on that one. So I just wanted to, that's why I spam the pride, is like, you can't just be like, hey, we're going to clean him up. It's like, nope, you're going to be eating AoE damage in the face in a second. So this route is designed to get pride here, and if you don't kill every single one of those ghosts in that part that kind of almost wiped us, didn't completely wipe us because I didn't die. I don't think I died this whole run. I don't die to 10s anymore. That's not true at all. But if you don't, you get something like 39% here, and it's pretty tragic if you missed a ghost. So you'll see me sometimes. I'll do this place a lot now because I kind of like it. I go back and check because I'm like, we're going back and getting that ghost. I don't care what kind of time you think I'm wasting. If we don't have that ghost, we don't have pride. And actually the rest of the dungeon, the numbers are a little iffy because this run we get pride on every boss except the last, which on Tyrannical I'll actually change. I don't know what happened with the resto. Did he die? But he flew back. Did he die? I didn't even notice. How did he die? Or maybe he's just slow. I don't know. Anyway, this is an off-healing fight for me. And I would say that, of course, Spiteful Affects here is great because there are no spites. Lovely. Clearly, Lust, Time Warp, and what's it called? Pride gives Fire Mages and Shadow Priests a bit of damage. A bit of damage, a little 12k, 10k single target funnel into this boss, and I've never seen it die so quickly. So normally here, I'm popping all my defensives just to like just auto attack, and I off heal. In the case that you bring the right amount of DPS and you get pride, I haven't popped a single defensive for this boss, and yeah, I typed to them after this too slow. I think they got the joke, but halfway through it, I was like, oh, I hope they know I was joking. But I think they know that because we just ripped that boss one phase. Basically, the grasping hands only happened like once or twice. So I tell them here, this group hasn't done this route with me. I think Dre will know next time, because this is the route I'm always going to do. I might alter it a itty-bitty bit for Tyrannical when we kind of would rather have Pride on the last boss. But honestly, if you lust the last boss, I think it's fine. Because getting Pride on the last boss is actually kind of garbage. Like, because there's so much RP time. Like, say you don't kill the bull. There's multiple ways of sneaking around the bull or dying or shadow melding. But you get Pride in the beginning of that fight. That beginning of the fight's nothing. Like, it's nothing. So you just kill it normal and then you just lust at the end. I might still just use this route, whereas the other ones on Tyrannical are going to have gigantic health pools and they're just time sucks. They're not hard. So even there, I'm watching them. Someone pulls this for me. Like, that's cool. That's cool. But you know what I had been noticing in the run so far, and noticed a lot on Spiteful, is that if I do chain pull a little too aggressively, people die to the spites. So I just don't want to die to spites. So, but I think they understand that. If we were on voice comms, it would be even more clear. But I think whoever pulled it is just kind of telling me it's like, you know, we're confident. Don't worry about the spites. But I'm tank. I'm just watching. I'm like, I don't want you guys to die. I don't want to have to use any cooldowns because we have some spicy situations coming up next. This guy is absolutely nothing. He's nothing. So here's where the big route variation comes from. I do type it, but I don't think they get it. And I'm like, horsey away, come follow the tank, right? I don't think other people have done this route, because they're way behind me. Feels good. Get on my level. Maybe they're cleaning up the shade. I don't know. But anyway, this next room is going to be Pride, and then we do a sneaky. We do a sneakity sneak. And low-key, this part is really hard. It can go super sideways if you pull it poorly. And if people don't interrupt these little plague spewers. These plague spewers dropping... Look at the double cap totem fail. I mean, it's good, but, you know, cap totem and then cap totem again. I don't know what the cooldown is, but... Anyway, those decaying casts that are going off are just... will wreck your party. And I kind of... Oh, God, is this going off? I don't know, maybe it got dispelled instantly. Those are really bad. So, those guys jump around like crazy. And so, generally, you want to stack together kind of closely. You don't want to, like, spread the whole room, because then melee have no chance at interrupting. So, that's generally the strat here. The big boy does literally nothing. Don't stand in the green and interrupt and kind of stay together for the spewers here. Interrupt them all. And we live it, right? At this point, I start spamming that this is Pride, so I would rather kill the big boy and not the little one. But so be it. The little one dies. Voice comms, I could have been even more insistent. I was like, you want Pride and big boy? Or you want Pride and little? I guess the Pride and the big boy is not so bad, but we do have some shades to clean up. I think I might have to do some big heals here to live it. Yeah, I popped Guardians to just smooth it out, right? And this healer is pretty with it. I think they're like in the 800, 900 IO. So if they see wings on a paladin, it's like that paladin's not going to die, right? So like stabilize the group is what I'm trying to tell them. I was like, don't worry about me. Worry about Dre, who's getting eaten by a spite or something. But yeah, we crushed this Pride. NG, no big deal. Now, to underestimate this pack with Pride, you're like, oh, we're going to get it? Oh, no. People aren't paying attention. I'm starting to mark them. It's the red herring to be like, we've got all the juice, just kill the big boy. You need to interrupt, stun, and kill the small ones. Actually, we're doing it fine. Maybe I'm remembering a different group. It's real easy to be like, yeah, we tunnel the big one, cleave the small ones. That is the opposite of how this poll goes. And you'll see that we have the more advanced version of this later. Coming up real soon. Real soon. We might even have Pride for it if you do it right. Very clean. This is a runaway, right? Almost definitely just a runaway. So, 20 seconds of Pride. I tell everyone this is perfect timing. It's a skippity-doo. I used to think you had to rogue skip that. You just skippity-skip it. Look at the wolf. Oh my god. Watch this. Mark, pull. Ooh. I've been practicing. While moving... No Pride left, but basically I mark all the dangerous ones. If I see someone attacking these big boys, you're doing it wrong. You gotta nuke the little ones down or we die. I see a couple that went off, but we mostly got it. Kill him dead. That's it, and the fight's over. If you tunnel and start interrupting Bone Shield and whatever these other jokers are doing, big rip. Big rip, we die. This is one of the most dangerous pulls, and it's all about killing the little ones and then dealing with this one after. If you don't do my specialty route that I just did, you're going to get Pride here. If you just do the straightforward route, you almost always get Pride on this pack, and let me tell you what a wipe, what a wipey pull that can be. Now, we have dispensed the correct order of those ads, and it's been fine, but sometimes in Pugs, there's a bunch of jumpy boys and Pride, and that's a wipey. That's a wipity-woo. And I tell them we need just the patrol. I was like, I don't know what groups you run. You kill this patrol solo. Because while you can definitely out-mechanic it, there's an RNG factor to which way he's going to face. And these plagues are going off. And you want to do this solo, right? Take a breath. He still does big ray damage, right? See, you get RNG'd into where you got to go. Maybe you have to stand in the slime. Maybe the slime boys are killing you. It's pretty wipe sauce to take them together. The higher and higher the key. Maybe if everyone's coordinated on voice comms, you can pull it off, but I think it's a terrible idea to take them together. Anyway, I tell them to stack. Everyone pretty much does. I was like, don't spread out. You're not doing anybody any favors. People are staying pretty close together. Cap totem all. Fire breath them all. Dragon's breath. I hodge one. and just drop the AoEs together, but don't stand in the green. That's one shot. If you get hit, that's that you're just dead if you stand in the green though. So it's a bit of a dance. And so just doing that plus the big boy, it just limits your options to do the mechanic right, and I think you do them separately. It's a trap. They're literally a trap that comes out of it's like surprise. But we know that, right? Frost Nova that one. I think I look back, I'm like, okay. We live in. He's got a lot of health left, but he's pretty far away. So let's see if that eats anybody while we're doing this dance. No, it looks like we're living it. So this pack is Pride. I start spamming it mega hard because it's very easy for a priest and a fire mage to just execute one. I'm like, please don't. Please don't. If one of them dies, Pride comes, and you know, we want to do it even. And so here comes the tank strats, right? Okay, so I'm like, come back here. I should have done this at the beginning. You pull these to the middle, if not further back, right? Kill them evenly. There's Pride, right? And now now CC them, and I'll take Pride Boy away, right? Itty bitty things to help us out here, right? Those shades are coming for people though. They're coming. But do I hodge? I don't know. But we got it. But you understand the strat, right? It's like I probably could have killed them even further away, and then run back. And they just die, right? So that's a spiteful strat. It's not the same for tornadoes or any of the other affixes. I haven't done all the affixes. This is still like basically my first month of doing Mythic Plus. Been loving it. It's been super awesome. But spiteful strats are very much about positioning, knowing you kind of want to kite them ideally, or give people time. So there we go. And we're closer to Big Boy. I have nothing to pull him, so I just spinny him or body pull him. It's like the floppiest pull ever. And then, of course, Combust, Time Warp's coming off. Oh, no Time Warp yet. But, you know, anyone doing any serious damage can obviously take aggro because I just, like, body walked into him. Anyway, the spikes are the boss here. Everything else is not a big deal. I do try to get aggro on these as I can, but if I can't, I'm really just looking at the spikes. It's the same thing as the slimy boss and Plague at the end. It's like, oh, there's these ads, and like it would be cool if we killed them, but if you get hit by a tentacle, you're dead. So it's really it's just watch the tentacle and don't walk into the ads if I don't have aggro. And when we're on voice comms, which I was to get my Plague Ton down, I just yell it. I was like, I have no aggro on these. 0 aggro. Do not even attempt to kill them. They'll one-shot you, right? So it's kind of hard to say that in a pug. But in general, you kind of just avoid those. And you want to one-phase the boss as quickly as possible. On Plague, you have to progress through all the phases, but I mean, like, don't go through 2 tentacles plus boss phase. So pretty quick there. Didn't even need Time Warp, given that we had already done, what's it called? Already had Pride for a lot of uptime, which I must say was, you know, the extra 5 seconds is because I killed it right in front of it, and we're off. We're off. It's like, breath of fresh air, right? Like, not scary pulls next. Nope, completely wrong. Probably the second hardest pull of the whole dungeon is going to be right here. I'll put that down in case we wipe, okay? If someone dies and it's mid-trash, I'm like, run to blue. Just so that it's just fast. It's like, you just know. It just helps a little bit. Now, I'm typing while running here. We're coming up on what I call the Arbalist pack. And the healer's like, oh, no big deal. It's just a healer cooldown. And that's partially true. That's partially true. But Dre, our fire mage, says, okay, I have combust, and I'm like, save it. Like, it's really easy to combust on him, right? Let's burn down the big boy. No. No. On fortified, 10, right? Tyrannical, who cares? Like, whatever. You save it for the boss, probably, you know, whatever. Fortified. These are like the 3 angels at the end of Spires 11 that you might have seen that run I did. This is the boss coming up. This is harder than Mordretha, I think. As you'll see how we dispatch of any of the bosses here. Like, we all know it. But the mistake, the trap of fortified plus 10 is to think that trash is just trash. We're just going to do it. No. These trash packs take a bit of thinky. So, you need to kill the leader. And then you need to be stunning and killing the Arbalists. I am in no rush to pull this. If someone body pulled this or like pre-pulled it for me, you're asking for your death. If I don't get to pull this the right way. Okay. Bada boom. I'm half health and divine. Okay, cool. I'm going to probably pop the trinket there. And we're going to interrupt demoralizing. The rest is up to the group. it's up to the group. The leader's down. Spirit Link is out. We ain't out of the woods yet. Kill the Arbalest, and there's shades coming out for people. It's dicey. And I'm telling him, if you want to funnel into this Arbalest over here, right? So it's going well. Someone dying, though. Someone's dying. I don't have lay on hands. I don't know if Bop works on those. Anyway, someone dies. But yeah, that's the execution. There is a strat where you root them all, and then you only unroot. You basically root everyone, but you leave the Arbalists, and then you LOS them back. That's for like 14s, 15s, 16s when you don't have the gear to live this. This is the normal way to do it. I think that Cap Totem, had I been in voice comms, I would be like, hold Cap Totem now. Like, don't overlap Cap Totem, don't overlap AoE stuns, right? Okay, so people are still fighting. I'm like, okay, let's clean them up. Let's clean them up. But we only lost one person, and we didn't rush into it because that's the boss. This looks like the boss, right? This does nothing. This one does nothing. Like, sometimes there's like a big AoE. It's like, okay, 10, 20%, like NG, like no big deal. And then, oh, you gotta like attack him from behind. Like, ha ha ha. Like, this is nothing. This is like, it's just a big nothing that's like 7% count too. Right? That pack before requires tactic, kill priority, plus shade management. That's the whole boss. That's the boss of this place. I'm looking at Dre. I'm like, oh no, must save. Unbreakable Guard, like, this is nothing. Like, get your mana back, like, save it up. However, it is Pride, so I'm going to start... Oh, no, I don't do it here. This is how much I care about the boss. I tell the Valkyrian friend to go away. Like I said, like, just get ready for Pride, get ready for boss. Chillin'. So we get our Pride, right? Stun the Shade, give him the Hodge. Honestly, you should just burn that Shade down just to make it safe, because he's still 50% health. He's coming out right now. He's coming for y'all. He's pretty dead. But still, like, just kill it. Anyway, this is the route. This is the end of it, essentially, right? We had Pride right before each boss. We have Pride in a pretty safe place. Like, we don't have Pride, like, in the Arbalest pack or on, like, the 3 Spewer pack or anywhere too bad. The hardest one is probably the platform, the very first one. But with the right mindset, a.k.a. CC both adds and dodge the tornado, not so bad damage-wise, right? If you see those, there's almost no damage to deal with, and you should have, again, looking at full mana for Pride. So that's what I'm looking for, is like nice chill points to get Pride so that the healer can, like, you know, not have to pop all defensives right before Pride comes out because then we're dead, right? That's essentially the hard part of Spires Unfortified, is that, like, kind of no matter how you do it, you have some big trash before it. Main thing here is save a defensive for the combo, if possible. Eventually you will run out. Have as much uptime on Lust as possible, because the beginning phase here is where the most DPS happens, because of course we lose 2 DPS to go downstairs. Big rip. So, you know, front-loading this boss makes a ton of sense. And like I said, front-loading Mordretha with DPS kind of doesn't matter. So what happens is it gets harder and harder to kill this banner, and it's also, you don't have a defensive for that. But I think the healer knows that. I'm not tracking like what kind of heals Resto's put on me. I do track what Resto Druids put on, like Iron Bark. I kind of want to know when Iron Bark's up, so that it's not like they Iron Barked, I don't know, and then I Divine Shield would be a complete waste, or Guardians with Iron Bark up is just dumb. Like, nothing could kill you through both of those. So I should start to track what kind of cooldowns the healers are dropping, right? For an R-Shaman, it's more like, obviously, like Spirit Link, I can obviously tell. But just any of their other big cooldowns, if I know that they're going on, I might hold mine a little harder. Right? Sit on my cooldowns a bit. Bit of damage going out, but that's essentially, what was that, 1? Was that a 1 phase? Like, the chains going down is the phase, right? So pretty clean. And that was no Lust, but a decent amount of Pride. Again, uptime on that boss isn't amazing because everyone, like, leaves. But 3.5 from our big pumpers, Mage and Priest, is really good for that. And I think Beard, I think he got chosen to be the one that dies down there. So he just didn't do much damage. I'm doing 2, which is pretty good. I have conduited it in this case to be defensive, because for a 10's a push for me. But if I'm doing anything below 10, I'll actually conduit offensively for DPS, because me just killing the boss, I can get to like 2.5 or 3 sometimes if I have offensive conduits. And that on lower keys, that's more healing. It's more healing to kill the boss than it is to have like extra Ardens, which is what I have currently right now. So for this one, we have the pep talk, no lust. I'm sorry, no pride in the beginning, but like watch how easy it is to get her to 50, right? And we're sitting on combust and we're sitting on time warp for second phase because this is easy. She just sits there and hits me. Uh-oh. 2.5 second frontal. Watch out. Watch out. Right, nothing to really worry about. In the next, I actually consider, I'm going to pull her not exactly in the corner like I've been doing. Because someone got stuck on the side. So yeah, not good. So I'm just trying to stay facing Modretha and Divine Toll, gather them up, kill him down. And pretty clean, right? First phase is a joke. We don't need lust. We don't need anything for this, right? Just, that's super easy. Now it gets hard, okay? Now we lust time warp, and now you combust. Burn it down. The longer we're in here, the more likely we are gonna die. So me, don't touch ghosts. Pretty easy. Reaping Scythe. I think I just insta-heal it. No, I got full mitigation up. No big cooldowns, but full mitigation sauce. The frontal's coming. Not facing me. Not my problem. I just need to not get hit by the bull. I think I might get clipped. I don't know. I'm trying to heal the Resto Shaman, but he's back up. I'm just healing Trey then. Heal someone. And boom. Shadowlands Keystone Conqueror. That's plus 10 for all the dungeons. And that's one phase, right? Combust. Combust plus time warp and easy, right? What's the issue? Issue is when you bring bad DPS. Or just under-geared DPS. You don't line up your time warp at the right time. Your time warp at the beginning feels so bad. Lust in the beginning is so bad. I don't need anything from a plus 10 gear-wise. I mean, I think... Actually, no, I have, like, pants and feet. I'll take a 200. Those are still, like, in the 190s for me. But in general, I don't think this place drops my pants or feet. I think that's Plague. And the other side, which I like the other side now. Now that I understand that place, I like it. But I don't need rings. And they roll. Unfortunately, Dre wants it. But, you know, everyone really did their part here. If someone was, like, ass, I would have just given it. But we rolled it. And the... I think it's the Resto. I think the Resto I give it to, and they're rolling right now, and it's just fair. And me and Dre were guildies. We kind of pushed together, so I was like, I'll get you. I'll get you in the future. Like really, it was Dre's key too. I was like, you got an 11, so like I'll just keep pushing. Like that's the value here. That ring, I don't even think it's a DPS ring. It was like a stam ring or something not so great. But there it is, plus 10, all the things. I have the strats for all of them. And I'll see you on plus 15.